What's good, everybody? RJ Shellen here, back with another episode of SpartanDawgs. As you see here, I got on the screen Mr. Tony Lippett, aka Lip. What's happening, partner?
What's the wizard?
Man, we finally got this squared away. We normally had our routine of recording, which was on my birthday. Went south, but we're back here on a Friday. But hopefully you guys had a great week rolling into the weekend. Let's go ahead and get into this. What we do here, talk about obviously the Michigan sports, Pistons, Tigers, Spartan football, and then we go ahead and have a speak on it where we talk about other things outside of the state of Michigan. Detroit Pistons, man, came to an end in the first round, but I would say that this was an unreal season for the Detroit Pistons. They went ahead and lost against the New York Knicks in round one. Talk to me about your Detroit Pistons, man. This is a team that was, 12 and whatever the previous year. This year, go ahead, completely turn it all the way around. 6 in the Eastern Conference. They go ahead and finish 44 and 38. Even, basically, when it comes to, let me see, you're not even. Yeah. 22 and 19, both home and away. Cade Cunningham being at the helm, doing what he's been doing. We preached on Brother Man a lot. Had role players that were doing what they needed to do. It's trending in the right direction for this team. Talk to me a little bit about this season, in your view.
I would probably say it was a productive season. Playoffs didn't go how exactly they wanted to go, but they're shooting in the right direction. This team reminds me of when the Phoenix Suns was in the bubble and they had a good bubble outing, and then the next year they end up, if I'm not mistaken, the next year they end up going to the finals, right, against the Bucks, right? So, They ended up going to the finals that next year. They ended up being pretty good, bringing on Chris Paul, added some veteran leadership to that team, some stability, and it made them a better team. So I think the Pistons are definitely like one great player away from adding balance to that team. I definitely think Cade needs a guy next to him that can create either a sharpshooter or a two-way guy, offensive and defensive type of guy that can, also score 20 points a game. I think they're looking for that. They're looking for a guy that can score 20 points a game. That's pretty young as well. Obviously, yesterday we was talking about some potential guys that can go. Obviously, the Devin Bookers that's what the Pistons want. That would be the move of the summer to me, second to Giannis if he decides to leave. But if Devin Booker went to the Pistons, that would be like the next biggest move, unless LeBron decides to go somewhere as well. But that'd be a top 3 move to me. So, but the next best one we was talking about a couple of days ago was if Memphis decides to blow it up in Memphis and trade a bunch of guys, let's say they can get a Jaren Jackson to the Pistons, a center, a former defensive player of the year, a guy that played at Michigan State, a guy that can shoot the threes and stretch the floor as well. And he have a very good offensive game to his game as well as defense. Or they can go Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane is one of those rough riders type of guys that can stretch the floor, shoot the 3-ball, elite, can also put the ball on the ground. And he just plays a physical Detroit brand of basketball. He's one of those rough riders, and that will add on to the Pistons team, dynamic, starting lineup, everything, bring them a stronger energy and presence to their starting lineup. I was excited about what they did. The only thing I didn't like about this playoffs is that they lost all the home games. Like, they won, the 2 games they won was in New York. You end up, they take game 1 or they took game 2? They took game 2 in New York, and they should have won game 1. Honestly, game 1 was a close game all the way up until like the fourth quarter, and they kind of took off in the fourth quarter. But they won game 2 in New York in the Garden, and then going back to Detroit, 1-1. We was kind of hyped. We was like, man, we gonna at least get one of these. And they ended up losing both of them at the crib, and then ended up winning game 5. Like, they down 3-1, go back to New York, they won game 5. So I think that's going to translate to the future really, really well, knowing that when you got games, you can win on the road with Cade Cunningham and things like that. So I was excited what I seen from Detroit, though, man. We on the up and up, man. I feel like we're going to be a top 4 seed next year, top, if not 3, being the least. Being the least. So I like what they're doing next year. I mean, I like what they did this year, and they just got to continue to build on it next year and don't go back. You feel me? Like, don't go backwards. Like, Memphis Grizzlies, they was good a few years ago, then they start going backwards. You feel me? Shit start going off the court. Teams might have not meshed as well. They done fired their coach at the end of the season, so they start going backwards. But OKC, they started to go forward when Russ left and they traded away Paul George and all of these things. They started to go forward. So we want to go in that direction, head in that direction, and just continue to build. And I think that'll be good for the Pistons. So shout out to the season, and just got to build on it.
No, absolutely. Just like a couple stats just from this year that I'm just looking at via the Reel app, which is a great app to use when it comes to sports. Excuse me. In offense, points per game, 115. That's pretty good. I mean, being top 15 in the league, especially how very dominant offense is in the NBA, to be at 11, that's pretty good. And then really defense as well, only giving up 113. That's 14th. When I see those two stats and you're staying above, 20, but then flirting within the top 10, and as I mentioned earlier, what you did the previous year where it was just where realistically those stats I just read off, you're probably more in like the 25, 30 range. To go ahead and flip that over is really good. And there's obviously other ones as well. I mean, they were 9th in blocks in the season. Assists, they were 15th with 26. You just see, like you said, and we've been talking, they're trending in the right direction. You go ahead and you mentioned great guys that can go ahead and contribute to this team. They're going to go ahead and have a huge offseason. I think they're going to go ahead and make the right moves to go ahead and get Cade Cunningham to pieces because he just needs another guy. And Ivy's still there, too. Who knows what Ivy's going to do? I think that would have been really cool to see both those guys go at it because I really think that if you let Ivy go ahead and work out, that he can go ahead and be that second guy to Cade. Granted, yes, you want to go ahead and when you're at the GM, you want to make a right decision now and for the future. I mean, that's obviously the key to the game of all this when it comes to having good teams, professional teams from a head office standpoint. I would like to see what Ivy does, but at the same time, like you mentioned, you see the Grizzlies, you see the Bucks. I'm not saying that Giannis is leaving, but you don't know what's going to happen in the NBA. We saw so much fireworks this season when it comes to trades. So we shall see. But, from a guy that's Milwaukee Bucks right now, I have no idea what's going to happen. But for you, I feel you're in a good situation. So great season. I mean, if you look at it, we're going to see what they do this offseason, and I think next year is going to even be a better season for them, if you want my honest opinion. So let's move on over to the Speak On It situation. We're very short and sweet with the Michigan because really not much to talk about as of right now, but it's going to be when football comes. Obviously, all the guys, Lions, their OTAs, the rookies are in. The process is starting to go. Over here tripping. What's up with the Tigers, man? Where the Tigers at? They're always winning ball games, I'm seeing. Still number one in their division. Yep. American League Central, so ALC, they're still number one at 25 wins and 13 losses. They are facing the Texas Rangers today, tomorrow, and Sunday. In the previous 3 games, they went ahead and swept the Rockies. So they are playing some good baseball.
Second best team in baseball right now. 2 teams with 25 wins right now in baseball, and that's the Dodgers and that's the Detroit Tigers. We win it all this year, bro. We win it all, bro. Don't even worry about it. We're going undefeated for the rest of the season. Let's go.
You know what's crazy? That just warmed my heart that you went ahead and had that stat loaded up and you're really actually invested in talking about the Tigers. That just warmed my heart. I'm not going to lie. That just warmed my heart.
Yeah,
but
on deck.
And then Spartan football, obviously, we'll keep a tab on that. I know right now, I don't even know how their schedule is because they can basically do whatever it feels like when it comes to any college, NIL, big school. But we will be on top of that when fall, training camp and all that comes around. So moving on over to the Speak On It segment of this show. Let's go ahead and get right into it. NBA playoffs, as we saw This week, Knicks went ahead and beat the Celtics 91-90. I'm going to go ahead and go through all these, and then we'll obviously break them down individually. The Nuggets went ahead and lost to the Thunder 149-106. Let's go ahead and talk about this Knicks game, man. I mean, you want to talk about an absolute meltdown by the Celtics. And then to make it even worse, you have your star player being scared to go ahead and take the game-winning shot. Talk to me a little bit about this game and just your thoughts of wow, this actually really happened.
Man, it's first off, New York, the Knicks are like one of those physical teams. It's a physical, grimy team. What I'm seeing from Jalen Brunson in these playoffs, man, oh my. Hey, he is getting buckets out there, buckets. Damn near every time he shoot the ball, I think it's going in now. It's to that point, and he just don't look like he's supposed to be that type of player, but he got this in here. He got heart. You can tell, he just wanted. He wanted more, and it's kind of reeking through that whole team. His energy is vibrating through that whole team. But for the Boston, for y'all to be at home, if I'm not mistaken, I think they sweep. No, they ain't sweep the Magic. Did they sweep Magic, or it was 4 games? It was either a gentleman's sweep or it was a sweep. So they've been chilling.
I think it went. Yeah.
They've been chilling. Let me just make sure. They've been chilling, right? Relaxing. It was 5 games. They've been chilling for at least for a good 5, 6, 7 days. And they don't got to travel because they start off at home. So for you to be up 20 points in game 1 in the third quarter and then turn around and lose that game in overtime, and Jalen Brunson come out and close that fourth quarter like he did, and Anunoby had like 29, and they just balling. Then Cat was in foul trouble, so he only played just north of 30 minutes that game. And Tom Thibodeau gonna play you for 45, 50 minutes a game anyway. And like I said, out. They end up losing that game. So you have a 20-point lead in the third quarter, not in the first quarter, not in the second quarter. I'm talking about late third quarter, you got a 20-point lead. So you got 15 minutes tops to cut a 20-point lead and to win this game. They did it in game 1. Turn around and be in the same situation, same predicament in game 2, up by 20. It's 75 to 55 with 3 minutes left. And for you to lose that game as well, y'all just don't got it. Y'all don't got no heart. Jason Tatum, and it's on Tatum. Let's talk about Tatum. It's on Tatum because we always talk about the best player. When they win, we talk about the best player, right? When teams win,
Absolutely.
We talk about the best player. When they lose, we talk about the best player as well. They try to, they ain't got enough pieces and Porzingis is sick. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Porzingis didn't play at all last year in the playoffs until the finals. So they won multiple series without Porzingis last year. And then the teams they ran up against, they was all injured. Randall was injured last year. Anunoby was injured last year. They didn't have Mikal Bridges. They played the Pacers. I think a couple guys was off from the Pacers. A couple guys injured from the Pacers. Every round last year, guys was getting hurt. So, and it was the best guys. It wasn't just like a role player. It was the best guys. So I don't want to hear that hurt shit. Tatum just don't got it, bro. He just don't have it. He don't have that where he can motivate the whole team and challenge the whole team. I've never seen him challenge nobody. I've never seen them go to the huddle and say, bro, this is what we need to do. We need to tighten this shit up, or give me the ball. Let me go figure it out. Let me show them through my actions. I haven't seen it. I've seen guys that want to step back. He's 6'10". All he do is shoot threes. He's 6'10". He's shooting threes every chance he get. At the end of the game, just sidestepping, shooting threes. Bro, get in the post so they can double team you, and now you can have guys. Now it's easier. Now 2 guys gonna have to guard you, and now you can pass the ball out, swing. Now it's an even more open 3. Y'all already shooting 50, 60, 70 threes a game anyway. Bro, game 1, they missed 45 threes. They took 60. They missed 45 threes. Game 2, They shot 25% again. They missed 30. So they're 25 for 100 on the series right now in three-pointers. That's 25%. And that's how they win. That's how they win. They win by shooting threes. That's it. And that's why, like in the season where you have to have slashers, and we think Jaylen Brown is a slasher. Like, wouldn't you say Jaylen Brown is like a slasher type of guy? Physical type of guy?
He can get in. He can get his own shot, and he can go ahead and. Yeah,
But
I would say he's a slasher.
Where is that at now? Where is that? 'Cause I'm not hearing the hurt shit. He on the court. He on the court. I don't want to hear that he hurt. He on the court, bro. I don't want to hear the hurt shit. You on the court. If you're on the court, you're on the field, nobody else cares about you being hurt. You think the other players on the court care about you being hurt if you hurt? No, they see you lined up on the court and they going at you. How they gonna go at you? Boston, they in trouble right now. Cause right now, Jalen Brunson damn near one of the best players in the playoffs right now. Like I showed you a stat the other day where I looked at points being scored in the fourth quarter, and I looked at the top five, and I didn't even count this playoffs. I mean, this round. This was before this round even started. Brunson was number one with 77 points in the fourth quarter. The next guy under him was Jamal Murray, and he had 46. And Jamal Murray played 80 minutes in the fourth quarter, and Brunson played 62. Out of the top five scorers in the fourth quarter, Brunson played the least amount of minutes. And it's like, Brunson wanted more. New York wanted more. Now they gonna have to finish because it's pressure on them right now too. It's not just like it's just pressure on the Celtics right now. It's real pressure on them because we've never seen a team come down from 3-0.
Right.
We've never seen it. Like a few years ago, remember Miami had got out on a 3-0 lead on Boston. And then they got it to game 7 and they lost game 7. Miami won game 7. That was to go to the finals against the Nuggets. And then another time, just last year, Minnesota versus Denver. Yeah, Minnesota went up 3-0. Minnesota went up 3-0 on Denver. Denver came back to force a game 7, and they ended up losing the game 7. And both of these game 7s was on the team that lost home court. So we're kind of trending in that same direction. But this game is very pivotal. I love this series, a physical series, man. I like Brunson, what he's doing. Guys are helping him. They just playing more physical right now, and it just looked like Boston. It's just like they cool. They like, oh man, we won last year. That just shows me more about like, how people disrespect LeBron, bro. He went to 8 straight finals, and it's teams that break down and can't even go to 2. They can't even win 2 in a row. They can't even go to 2 in a row. Denver couldn't even go to 2 in a row last year. But they want to talk about LeBron. He went to 8 in a row with 2 different franchises, carrying 2 different franchises. Went to 8 in a row. And you got teams that can't even go to 2 in a row, let alone win 2 in a row. Boston in trouble. And they better tighten up because it's going to be tough playing in New York. Oh, my God. And don't get swept. Don't get swept. Don't get swept. It's going to be a good series, though, man. I'm excited to watch Game 3 on Saturday. All eyes on Jason Tatum. Let's see what type of player you are. Let's see why Steve Kerr was wrong by benching you in the Olympics. Let's see why. Let's see. Because it's starting to add up. I mean, I already thought it. I like you said, I asked you the other day. I said, is Jason Tatum a scorer to you? And what did you say?
I said that man's a ball player.
No. You said he's a basketball player. A ball player and basketball player sound a little different.
He's a basketball player. That's what he is.
And I was laughing because I'm like, okay, what do you mean by that? But I knew what you meant by that. You mean that like he's he's cool. He does everything good, but he don't do anything great. He don't really have that dog in him. For him to have the ball with 12 seconds left, they was down by one. When they down by one, they was down by one.
Yeah.
All you needed was to get a shot up. It's 12 seconds. They coming off a timeout. You get the ball, drive the ball down court, get the switch you want. It's Mitchell Robinson on you. You just fumbling the ball, losing the ball. That motherfucker hands got sweaty, huh? Hands got a little sweaty at the end. Like hands are sweaty as hell. So, and then for you to lose the ball and do all of that, and then go to the corner and pocket yourself on the baseline, and then try to act like you about to shoot up and pass the ball. Come on, brother. All these motherfuckers talking about Kobe all the time, man. Kobe my favorite player, man. Kobe would have never did that shit. Kobe getting that ball up. I don't care what you talking about. Kobe getting the ball up to the bat. I don't care if it's a missed shot or not. He's not going to act like he's going to shoot it and then pass it because he know he getting D'd up. Because he didn't dribble himself into the damn corner. Should have just pulled up at the free throw line. But I guess Steve Kerr had a point. But whatever, man. I disguise, man. Knicks in 5, man. Knicks in 4, man. Knicks in 4.
It's just crazy to see that play go down in live situation and just seeing him not knowing what to do. If you're a great basketball player and you study the greats and you see what they do in clutch situations, you already know what your day one go-to move is when you're a kid in the driveway ready to go ahead and close a game. And what you said, him fumbling the ball, bro, he had no clue what to do, bro. He was, as you always say, and I'm just going to leave it at this, the moment was too big. That 12 seconds was too big for him to go ahead and not hone in and lock in on what he wanted to do, especially when he's just practicing what he's doing. Because we all get in our mood when it's a 3rd and 1 or a 3rd and 4 in the football field, or it's a 3rd and 8. We know what we're doing immediately as soon as releases or blocking or anything. His preparation wasn't ready. And what does that tell me? He is just a basketball player. But let's move on.
It's like it's like getting jammed up on a 3rd and 9.
Oh
like,
yeah,
bro,
absolutely.
And you one of the best players. How are you getting jammed up?
But like the jam is bad.
We
but like
coming
the jam
to you,
is
bro.
horrible. Yeah, I was just very disappointed in that right there. And you made a great point. There's a reason why Steve Kerr had benched him. And I just know that the players that we have in this league today would have never done what he did, and they would have went ahead and at least pull for 3 or 1-2 pull up for a 2, or at least go downhill and get a foul. He did some bullshit. So I got Knicks in 4. I would love it for that to happen because I don't like the Celtics at all. I don't like the Celtics one bit, and I'll stand firm on that. But moving on over to the Thunder Nuggets series, Thunder finally went ahead and got one. They won 149-106. I mean, they couldn't miss a shot. Talk to me a little bit about this series. Going back now to Denver, I think this is going to be a good one. Another good series. I mean, if you look at Denver, I mean, they couldn't get anything. They were at 37% from the field for the whole game. Just shots weren't falling. And like I said, OKC, I mean, they're shooting 56% from the field, 44% from 3. This is a good bounce back game for OKC. Talk to me about it.
OKC did what they needed to do in game 2. They was beating them down there by 50 points, 40 points in this game. They did what they're supposed to do. They lost game 1 on their own court after being off for like 7-8 days. They swept, I forgot who they played in the first round. I think it was Memphis. They swept them, so they've been off for like damn near a whole week. And then you come out there and lose game 1 to a team that just played in a game 7 2 nights before. So maybe they was, more ready to play. But you playing a game 7 and then you go and win a game 1 on the road, that's tough. That's tough. Right. That's some championship DNA right there. Even though I think their championship was a little whatever. But I think it's gonna be a good series, man. It's 1-1. It goes back to Denver. It's gonna be tough playing in Denver. You know, they got the altitude, a bunch of young guys. This is gonna be like, honestly, this is Shai's biggest road playoff game in his career.
Yeah.
Being it's 1-1. Last year he played it against the Mavericks, and that was cool, but the Mavericks was the 5 seed. And obviously Denver is the 4 seed, but Denver comes differently than the Mavericks. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, Denver comes with a player that you compete against in the MVP race right now. You and you. Like, my thing is they ain't announced the MVP yet anyway. So is it gonna get announced on Denver court?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like it's usually announced around the second round. So is they
That's
gonna
what I was
announce
thinking.
it got to be game 4 or 5. We're gonna see who it's gonna go to, because if they announce the MVP and Shai get the MVP on Denver court when the second guy is gonna be in there, it's gonna be Joker. That's gonna be crazy. That's crazy work for the NBA. But this is a big game for Shai. This is a big game for all them young guys, man. But it's a real big game for Shai because this is Shai's team. They have to come to help him, though. Chet out there getting bullied. The first game, they gave up 42 and 22. Hartenstein, he wasn't even on the court. They kept talking about Hartenstein all this season. I'm watching him in that second game. He could barely play. He wasn't on the court. Chet Holmgren was on the court, but I see him falling to the ground every possession. You able to just go right in his chest, and he's falling like fucking domino every time. You feel me? It's gonna be a good series, man. It's gonna be Denver gonna be live, obviously. Russell Westbrook is playing really well for Denver. Aaron Gordon hitting shots. Joker coming back home. And it's like I said, it's 1-1. So this is a series now. If Joker goes and take care of his home court advantage, and Denver win 2 games at home against the number 1 seeded MVP Shai, that's gonna be kind of crazy. But Denver can do that because they have that DNA, and Joker is playing hella dominant right now. Like, he flopped. He did a whole bunch of flopping this whole playoff series. Whole bunch of crying, foul baiting, all that shit. He been doing a lot of that, but they don't be saying that shit for him. They don't be saying it for him. I seen him against Chris Nunn. He tried to get over a screen, and this nigga jumped in the air and fell to the ground. I'm like, dog, what are you doing, bro? Like, but that's what the NBA has come today. Like, if you just fall, they gonna call something. You feel what I'm saying? Like, just fall to the ground, and they gonna call something. Then they gonna go to the replay and fuck that up too. I'm so tired of seeing replay. I'm so tired of seeing replay. I'm so tired of seeing NBA players do this. I'm so tired of it because they don't think they be fouling. Like, bro, you fouled him, bro. Come on, bro. You know you fouled him. Like, every time it's something they doing, I'm like, bro, y'all irritating as fuck. And then the refs don't be knowing what they be doing either. But I like this series, man. It's I think these next 2 games gonna be pivotal for both teams. So, like, both teams need to win a game on this road, and then game 5 is when the series start. It'll be best of 3 at that time. But Denver got to take care of home court advantage, and Thunder hasn't lost 2 games in a row. I think I've seen it since like 2023. They haven't lost 2 games in a row since 2023. They have 2 games in a row on the road against a team with championship DNA that's playing really well. Aaron Gordon playing well. Jamal Murray playing well. Joker is playing how Joker play. That's enough. So I'm locked in on this game. Did they play tonight?
Yes,
Yeah, they play tonight.
9 p.m.
Yeah, they play tonight. I'm locked in. I'm watching game 3. I want to see how this goes. Especially them just blowing them out in this game. Denver was probably like, man, we stole game 1. We're going to come out here. If our energy is well, if we playing well, see how they going to come out, we'll be all right. If they come out slacking, we're going to turn it up. But SGA and them boys, they come out slacking. They was up by damn near 25-30 in the first quarter. It was over by the end. But this is an exciting series. This is honestly the best series besides the Knicks and the Celtics. So I like what I'm seeing so far, man. It's gonna be a pivotal 2 games for sure coming up.
SGA, show me what you got, brother. You want to take that next step? Go ahead and drop a 40 ball back to back. You did it in regular season with no problem. You've been scoring, doing your thing. If you drop 40 balls back to back, oh yeah, you got my respect. You've been playing very well this offseason. Hey, make it 60. I don't care. Show me something. Show me that you trying to be the face, or you trying to be in that talk with that top 5. Because you there. You've been there in a couple years. Make it happen. I'm excited. I want to see that. I just want to see the best players on these teams, out of all these teams, play at a high level.
Yeah.
And be like, damn, he did that. SGA, man, give me a 40 ball tonight, man. Give me a 40 ball. If not 40 plus. But we shall see. Totally agree with you that this is going to be a great series. Definitely tune into that. They do play tonight at 9 p.m. Should be a good one. And then, last but not least, Warriors vs. Timberwolves. Steph Curry was out for the hamstring. That completely deflates this Warriors team completely. Like, you're not winning if he's not on the court, especially in the playoffs. Timberwolves won that one 117-93. Series is tied up 1-1. Now that goes to the Bay Area for 2 games. Good win for the Timberwolves. They should have never lost at home in game 1 after them, same situation as you just mentioned, having time off. Like, how do you have time off and you go ahead and lose game 1 when they had to go play a game 7 and have to play in 2 days and you guys lose? Like, it don't make sense. But what are your thoughts right now? Because Anthony Edwards, he's got a supporting cast. He wants to be in that top category with the greats. But as we look at some of his stats with just in these 2 games, and I know you got good pieces around you, but if you're trying to take that next step, you have got to go ahead and show your ass these next 2 games in the Bay Area. Talk to me a little bit about this.
Yeah, if you want to be the best, you got to show up every night. And every night, not every other night. You got to show up every night. Like, you have to be effective every night if you want to be the best. And maybe one of those nights you just, the shot just don't fall in. But you have to, even if the shot not falling, you have to get to the cup. You got to get to the free throw line. You got to play defense. You got to assist them. You still have to have that attraction and that energy that pulls your team together and pulls the other team apart on the court every night if you the fucking best player in the world. If you want to have that best player of the world title, that's why Brown was looking at him like, all right, come on now. You take the next step. Yeah, you beat us right now. You going around this motherfucker talking all day. Go take the next step. The next step is going to the championship. It ain't even the Warriors. The next step is going to the championship. The next step is dominating, not just when you want to or every other night. No, bro. You have to show up every night. How you come out on a game 1 and you got 1 point at halftime? After, man, I want to play the Warriors, man. They just be talking. Why you want to play the Warriors, man? Because Draymond be talking too much, man. I just want to play the Warriors. Okay, you got the Warriors now. For you to go in there and y'all score 88 points at home to the Warriors, 88 points, and you have, he ended with 23, but it was like a measly 23. And Steph was out in the first quarter or the second quarter, I think. So the second quarter, Steph goes out and don't come back. He got a hamstring injury. So at halftime, what was the score at halftime? At halftime, first off, y'all scored 31 points in the first half.
It's
31.
Disgusting.
The Hawks, bro. Come on, 31 points and a half is crazy. 31 points and a half is in a playoff game, in a playoff home game. That's insane. He got to show up. Like, his team gonna show up how he show up. He's showing up with energy. He playing with that swagger. It's gonna go through the whole team. But when you out there with low energy, not really feeling like playing, settling for threes all the motherfucking time, your team gonna start playing like that. They gonna start playing like that. Now, obviously, you lost that game. Should never lost that game, but you lost that game. You came back in game 2, and y'all took care of business. He went down with like a little ankle injury, but he came back in the second half because he a young motherfucker. If he was old, boy, he would have been out. But when that young blood be flowing, boy, that blood be flowing through the body is there. But Steph being out to potentially game 5 or game 6, and even when he come back then, it ain't like his hamstring ain't gonna hurt no more. That hamstring still gonna hurt because why? Because Steph creates his shots by running around all day. So if you running around all day with a hurt hamstring and you cutting and you stepping back this way, stopping from this opening, cutting back on this off this screen, all these different cuts off these screens, you're literally gonna be pushing against that hamstring every move, every time. So he's not gonna be healthy. I don't think he's coming back, honestly. I only think he come back unless it's like a game 7 or a game 6. Maybe, and like I said, he's still not gonna be healthy. But Minnesota gotta take the next step. They should win this game in 4. Honestly, they should win 4 straight games, especially if Steph Curry's not on the court, because the Golden State they can't. Their whole team resides around Steph Curry. They don't have nobody that can score points outside of Steph Curry consistently. Period. They whole offense is how can we get him open? So if he's not out there, this series should be over. And I'm challenging Ant to go and make sure this shit is over. This game, it shouldn't get to no game 6 or game 7 at all. At all. So this on Ant. You the best player. You talking like you the best player. You a top 5 player in the NBA. We got to see it every night in the playoffs. Every night. That's what Kobe did. That's what Dwayne Wade did. That's what Brian did. That's what Giannis did. That's what Paul Pierce did. You feel me? That's what all these guys did. Like, they showed up when it was time to show up. Yeah, they're going to have some off games. But if I play 20 games in the playoffs, 18 of those games, I did my thing. 17 to 18 of those games, I did my thing. And maybe 2, I was just like, had a bad night. But you can't afford to have bad nights in the playoffs. And that's what he need to recognize real soon. So I think this series should be over in game 5, honestly. Especially without Steph Curry, I think it should be over. Even with Steph Curry, I thought it should be over in 5. So I definitely think it should be over in 5 now without him. Yeah, but we're going to see, man. We're going to see what type of Timberwolves show up. We're going to see what Ant, if he can put this team on his back. It's still going to be tough playing in the Bay. So we're going to see, man. We're going to see.
Got to get it done, just like you said, man. I expect him to be on that same type of time as we talked about with SGA, man. Go ahead and take over, man. Do your thing. You know you can. We don't need to hide it. Do what you need to do. We're going to see, though. Then, obviously, games are today. We just had mentioned the Thunder face the Nuggets. That one's at 9 p.m. And then the Pacers versus the Cavaliers is at 6:30 p.m. And then the Celtics on Saturday play the Knicks, and that one's at 2:30 p.m. Who you got in this? Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What you want to say?
No, I was going to ask you who you got within these games, but go ahead and ask your question first, or what you're about to say.
Do the Pacers got a chance to get to the NBA Finals?
Yeah. And that's crazy.
They got a deep roster, bro.
Yeah, the thing with the Pacers is their team, right? There's no pressure because they are like and we've talked about this. They are like the Celtics, but without the superstars, without like the pub guys of like Tatum, Brown. They got obviously all the pieces around them, holidays, things like that. But the Pacers are good, bro. Like, I'm not going to sit here and not say they're not good. They did what they needed to do against the Bucks. They have guys, and you say this all the time, and I say this all the time. They have guys that are two-way guys that knock down shots. They play defense. They compete, bro. They don't give a shit about nobody they playing against. They compete. They know what they're doing. They know their roles. They know their shots. And when you got a team that's like that, and you're gelling with them as a unit, and you go in there like, yeah, no, we about to go ahead and play our game, and we're going to go ahead and get after you. Bro, they pick up full court, bro. They're not tired. Yeah. You just talk about these young kids having that blood flowing. They're not tired. They will be up in your grill for the whole length of the court, and they're going to do it again. And then they're going to do it again, and then they continue to go ahead and throw different looks at you, and that's where great coaching comes in as well. They just have a solid lineup, and the Cavaliers need to tighten up. because I really think they're gonna get swept, bro. They're going to book their trips after tonight.
Yeah, they not. It's gonna be tough to win in Indy, especially they being up 2. That Indy crowd gonna be. And then Miami be, I mean, not Miami, but Indy, the Pacers, they be running. They be up and down the court running, getting shots. And then they got a perfect slasher, bro. And Pascal Siakam, a perfect slasher that can get to the basket. And then they got Ben Mathurin off the bench. He can come off the bench and drop 20. I'm not saying he's doing that all the time, but he be scoring, bro. Like, he's a scorer off the bench. Obviously, Halliburton hitting game winner shots, doing his thing. Ain't playing super well, but he's doing enough for what he's doing what he needed to do right now. But they have guys, man. Neesmith, Nembhard, Miles Turner, McConnell, Walker. They got guys. They got bodies, bro. So I just had to ask that, man, because at this point, if the Knicks beat the Boston and the Pacers beat Cleveland, that Knicks Indiana series gonna be live.
That's good, bro. That might break.
That's gonna be live. And you already know that's the whole Reggie Miller, Spike Lee.
Hey, that's gonna be. I hope it happens, bro. It might as well. That would be.
Yeah.
That'd be something to say that you've seen, like they bring back like it was back in the day, and it's gonna be physical too. They're gonna be in there, like, yeah, this is what it is.
I'm with you with that one. To see that in like Cleveland or Boston, honestly, because it'd be like two tough teams, and one of those teams gonna go to the finals, and then New York going to the finals, and Indy going to the finals. I think that should be dope, man. But yeah, you can carry on what you about to say. I'll just ask that about the Pacers because I just had to check people's temperatures on the Pacers. You know, check people's temperatures.
I mean, you know how I feel about the Pacers as they have dog walked us, and obviously injuries and things like that. It is what it is, but they're a good team. Like, I'm not going to sit here and not say they're good. They play well within their strengths. They have the right pieces, but they play. You have to play at a high level, and they play at a high level, and they're not afraid of the moment. But well, speaking of basically this game, I was going to ask you, who do you have in this? The Cavaliers or the Pacers?
Tonight?
Who you got? Tonight?
I got Indy. I got Indy. I got the Pacers winning. I think it'll be a close game, but I got the Pacers winning for sure. Especially if Mobley and Garland and all of those guys don't play. Like they were talking about, if this is the regular season, Garland would be out for. You already know them boys be sitting out in the regular season for a thumb injury. They be out for 6 weeks. So you already know if this is the regular season, they'd be out. So they just built more soft anyway. So even if he do come back, he is a point guard. He's a little point guard with a toe injury that don't play defense. He ain't gonna be valuable any damn way. I got the Pacers. I got the Pacers winning this game for sure.
And then Thunder Nuggets. That one's obviously in Denver.
Thunder
Nuggets. It'd be a good game, but
I got Denver winning game 3. First, they at home. I just got them winning game 3. I just don't think Joker loses tonight at home. The mile high, the altitude. I think that'll do something to these young guys. The energy in the crowd. I think they're gonna win game 3.
And then Saturday, the one that I'm definitely gonna be having the phone on while I'm in the golf cart. Celtics versus Nuggets. 2:30 p.m. I already know who I got, and it's obviously not hard who I'm going with.
See, I want to be technical and be like, yeah, man, the Celtics going to win because you don't want them to go down 3-0. But I'm watching the games. You feel me? I'm watching the games, and I don't see the fight. But I also seen New York lose 2 games to the Pistons at home last series. Now, they won 2 road games. They won 3 road games against the Pistons. But they lost 2 home games. So it's kind of 2 conflating against each other, man. Shit, I know that stadium is going to be rocking and everything, man. Damn. I'm going Knicks. I like the way Brunson playing, man. I like the way the Knicks playing. Brunson having 0 points through 3 quarters last game, but then scoring 14 in the fourth quarter. I love that. I love how they playing. They just playing with high energy. They playing tough. They snatching the ball. Like, obviously, the 2 games, the way they ended was Mikal Bridges literally taking the ball away from Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And that just shows you, like, the different energies of these teams right now. One team like, man, we won last year and blah, 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 and they love us right now. And even if we don't ever win a championship again, we won one in Boston. We're going to be beloved forever. And the Knicks like, man, fuck y'all. Give me the ball. Taking that shit from you. We don't care what y'all did last year. So I just think the energy that they playing with, and they do recognize that they lost 2 home games last series. You know what I'm saying? So they have to come with a different approach at home, especially being up 2-0, coming back to New York. They have to be more locked in than Boston. So the clash of those 2 teams, I just like the Knicks because I like Brunson in the fourth quarter. There we go.
And I think Karl Anthony Towns and Anunoby are going to be very, very contributed this game. They're going to be rocking. I think Cat, we've seen that he's kind of just been consistent doing what he's doing, kind of still fitting his role within the playoffs. Like, all right, when can I go ahead and start taking my shots and putting daggers in? And I think he's going to show up very big on Saturday, being able to spread the floor out, shoot the 3 ball, because now they're going to go ahead and double Brunson. It's going to be where he's just like the 3-point competition, being able to just have opportunities to knock down shots. And if he does that, that's going to get, obviously, everyone else open. But this should be a big game for those 2 guys. But I got the Knicks, man. I want them to go ahead and sweep the Celtics. Celtics are soft. You see it with your own eyes. Your eyes never lie to you of what you're watching. Tatum soft. Brown soft. We've always said, and we've talked behind, obviously, off this, can their coach really coach, or they just have a bunch of great guys that go ahead and do what they do? They shoot crazy amount of threes. They live and die by the 3. Do they play defense? Man, I want the Knicks to go ahead and bury this team in 4. Bury. I'm talking about bury. Like, they come to the Garden, and you can just tell that it's just a different edge. You've seen it this whole series. You've seen the physicality, as you said. You've seen New York, like, bro, we are here. We're not going with nothing of what you guys think is going to happen. We're not worried about y'all, none of that. We didn't play y'all when we was in Villanova. Y'all was at Duke. He was at Cal. We're giving y'all work, bro. This is what's going down. And I love it. Like you said, I love this series that we talked about earlier. This is a great series. I love watching. I just love. This is like old school basketball competing at a high level, and I love it. So I got the Knicks, man. They're going to do what they need to do. Let's move on over to the NFL. Obviously, the signing for the Cowboys went ahead and got George Pickens. Hey, Dallas, I don't want to hear no more excuses. I mean, we've been hearing all this jibber jabberish and all this. I don't want to hear a damn thing. You have nothing but weapons on that offensive side, having now CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. It can either go one of 2 ways. It could go very well, or it can go very south real quick. Talk to me about this.
When I seen it, I remember there were speculations about him being this trade happening during the draft or before the draft. I kept hearing George Pickens to the Cowboys before the draft. That was something, you know, Jerry Jones liked those type of wide receivers, come to them and take their game to another level. Obviously, there was the Dez Bryant, there was the Terrell Owens.
Mm-hmm.
He liked those, rambunctious but productive guys on the outside. You like those type of guys. And to get CeeDee Lamb, a guy next to him, I think that'd be good for him as well. So like he's still gonna receive double teams and things like that, but CeeDee Lamb kind of work out of the slot as well. So just them being on the same side, obviously they're probably gonna roll coverage to their side. But I mean, you got 2 freak athletes that's both, Pickens is like 6'4". He's a taller guy, taller wide receiver.
6'3".
He's 6'3". Okay, 6'3", probably about 200 pounds.
Yep.
So 6'3", 200 pounds. can move, can break down, can run routes, can catch the ball. This will probably be the best quarterback he's had since he's been in the league, playing in a dome for 9 to 8 games a year. You know what I'm saying? You're in a dome, so you ain't really too worried about the elements. You're in a conference. He's leaving a conference that was like one of the best conferences in the AFC to come into one of the conferences that's a historical conference in the NFC. Obviously, you're gonna be playing against the Eagles, the defending champions, Washington, and New York. So every time you go to the Eagles, it's gonna be live playing there. You think he was turned playing in Pittsburgh? He ain't met them Eagles fans, boy. Them boys be turned over there, them Eagles fans. Then you playing the Giants. Giants fans are, a cup of tea as well. And then you playing against the Giants. That's a historical franchise. And now you playing against the young stud over there in Washington, Jaden Daniels, and the MVP hopes, that follows him as well this year. So that division is going to be live. It's a lot of great receivers in that division. DBs better be ready. Every DB better be ready when they playing in that division, because them boys going to be tough out there. You ain't got no peons out there. You got some guys. You got A.J. Brown. You got Devontae. You got CD. You feel me? You got Neighbors. You feel me? You got Debo. You got McLaurin. You got guys. And guys that went to the Pro Bowl. Guys that's going to be making $30, $25 million a year type guys. So, I don't know if it makes the Cowboys a winning team. I'm not going to say it makes them a winning team. I think it makes their offense more interesting. I think I don't think you're going to be able to play this team single high often, especially with CD and George Pickens being on the field at the same time. So that's going to help whoever's in the backfield. You feel me? That's going to help whoever's in the backfield running the ball. I don't know what running back they have, but I think it's Javonte Williams. He was the guy that played for the Broncos last year. It's going to help him. It's going to help whoever else back there. It's going to help Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson was already a pretty good tight end, and Dak Prescott loves him anyway, but it's going to help him as well. Turbin, Tolbert. So it's going to make their offense interesting, and hopefully that can help their defense out. They made some trades with their defense as well. They end up getting a linebacker. I think they got Murray from the Chargers. I don't know who else they got on defense, but they drafted a defensive end. The guy you was talking about from, I think it's Boston College.
Yeah, they got him, I think.
They drafted him.
Was it Boston College or UCLA?
No, it was Boston College. Boston College. I think his name was Donovan. Donovan something.
Yeah, he had 16 and a half sacks in 1 year.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched him. It was, do you know that DN coach that was just at Michigan State? He was working at Michigan State, and he was like a specialized. He was like a specialist.
He was working them out.
He was training him. That boy he was looking smooth. Like, I'm talking about, he was looking fast and smooth, and everything he was doing, I was like, God damn, that shit's sweet when you watching the DN do their thing. That shit's sweet. But he trained with him. He trained him so. And then obviously you got Micah Parsons. Maybe hopefully Micah Parsons can take his game to another level. You feel me? Because there's room for him to improve as well. That's what great players. You always want to try to, how can I be greater easier? That's what great players really want to, continue to fine tune their game. Like, how can I be greater, faster, and easier? Like, what is it? What do I need to do to add to my game every year? That's what the great players do, and I feel like Micah is one of those players. So he has to take his game to another level. But I definitely think it helps this team, though. Having another receiver that can go for 1,000 yards, make spectacular catches, 50-50 balls is damn near 85-15 with him. He brings an energy that's going to be, you feel me? It's going to be live. He's going to bring a live energy to practice, to the game, and hopefully he can, mature a little bit as he grow in this system, as he grow with Dallas Cowboys, and as hopefully he's able to learn, from CD as well, and from Dak. You feel me? Hopefully he's able to grow with those guys. I like it though. I like it. I like him in a Cowboys uniform. Like I said, it's the best quarterback he's played with since he's been. So I'm excited to see what they got, man. I'm excited. Both of them should go over 1,000 yards. Both of them should probably go over 8 touchdowns minimum, and it should be fireworks in Dallas. I just don't know if them fireworks are gonna come with W's, but fireworks at the least. fuck it. We can shoot 63s. Let's go. Let's put them up. Put them up, put them up, put them up.
Oh, for real. But that whole NFC East is going to be incredible to watch. Just you want to talk about athletes, players on both sides. It's going to be fun to watch, man. I love watching wide receivers go ahead and do their thing. Like you say, better go make sure you tie those shoelaces correctly when you go ahead and face the Cowboys, because both of them guys, crazy work at the line, crazy work separations within 5 to 10 yards of a route, and they can go by you too. So we shall see. Yeah.
Just in that division, NFC East, best wide receiver duo in that division. You can only choose one wide receiver duo. You got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. You got Neighbors, and you can either go Gabe Davis or Darius Slayton. You got Debo and McLaurin, and you got CD and George Pickens.
I got Brown and Smith. That's a no-brainer. I saw that with my own eyes. Them guys are crazy.
Who the best quarterback in that division?
Hurts.
Hurts. Okay, I like that. Okay.
I've seen it with my own eyes, and yeah, that's okay. And it's not off that they just won this Super Bowl. Yes, it does help, but when you go ahead and see someone's presence in front of you, and you see what they do, not only on big plays but every down.
Yeah.
Eagles definitely the team that can go ahead and win themselves another one. I'm just saying. Season's almost around, though, so we're going to see. But obviously with that trade that the Steelers went ahead and did, we all know this whole Aaron Rodgers situation that, he potentially can be someone that goes over to the Pittsburgh Steelers, or he may go somewhere else. But realistically, I think that this would probably be the best landing spot for him. I am a Aaron Rodgers fan. For the people that have been on this show and listened to this show for the years it's been, I think one of my best episodes ever is when I break down, this was way in the beginning of the days of Off the Top Show, where I go ahead and break down all of the historic quarterbacks from Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Jordan Love, where Jordan Love had to make that transition, go ahead and play and be a starter. Yes, age old. But if we look at the stats of what he did last year, he was 8th in total yards. He was 7th in total TDs. And at the end of the day, as a quarterback, you have to go ahead and make plays. And I feel that he still can make plays. Granted, we're not seeing the Aaron Rodgers of Aaron Rodgers, but he still makes plays. He still does what he needs to do. And the stats are there. And I don't get why people go ahead and dog him so crazy because he's playing for this long and he can still play at a high level. Like, what are we trying to go ahead and get at here? Joe Flacco, he's still playing at a high level. He might even be the starter with the Cleveland Browns. Would you take Aaron Rodgers or Joe Flacco?
I'll take Aaron Rodgers.
Right. So it's just like he still can play and he's still that guy. Do you think that now this kind of momentum of obviously Pickens going there to, be out of, the Steelers locker room to where maybe free up some cap from up above, or is just Aaron Rodgers just trying to weigh his best options? Do you think he's going there? Do you think he's going somewhere else? Kind of give me a outlook of what you think. Because I think, me personally, him going to the Steelers, if it all goes down, is the best situation, in my opinion.
When you say best situation, do you mean like best situation for him to win, or best situation for him to like start? Best situation for
I think it's best situation to. I think personally, I mean, I haven't seen the other teams, but if I think about it and you look at that division, right? I think it'd be fun to see him there, and for him, that's probably, even though the division's tough, that would probably be the best place for him to win.
That would be the best
because they
division
still got.
for him. You said to win?
I said best team for him to win at, because they got the players around him, they got the pieces, they got the defense, they got the tight ends, they got the running backs. obviously Pickens gone, but I mean, you still got who's there at wide receiver for them? Did they pick up anybody wide receiver? I don't even know the Steelers.
Yeah, they got Metcalf. They traded for Metcalf.
Yeah, so you got Metcalf there. You already seen that they had through over at UCLA. Like, he's got pieces. And if we all know Aaron Rodgers, in regards to kind of just his career and what we've seen, they got TJ Watt, who's the best DN in the NFL. They got guys that are always going to go ahead and be right there to go ahead, get into the playoffs, and take them to the next step. I just think it would be cool to see Aaron Rodgers in that division with Lamar, and to kind of see that play out, to see what goes down in regards to his career, the season, all that good stuff. So talk to me a little bit about that. Do you think that's a fit, or do you have something in mind that would be a better fit?
No, I think right now, I think most teams have their guy at quarterback that they want. There's maybe like 2 teams out there that's still kind of teetering around with things. Maybe like I said, that's the team he just left, and that's the Steelers. The Jets and the Steelers. Those are the only 2 teams to me that, will still be kind of overlooking to see like what's out there. I think everybody else has kind of got their guy in the center that they want, at least for this year, at least for this time being. So maybe that's the best position. I mean, the best spot for him to be at in those times. To win, I mean, like I said, I think this is the only spot that he can really go to. So if he still want to play football, I think he's going to be playing football this year in the Steelers uniform. And he's still a tough outing. Like, when you line up against Aaron Rodgers, you still lining up against Aaron Rodgers. And that's just what it's going to be. Like, it ain't like Kenny Pickett going to start playing like old Aaron Rodgers. And you like, oh, shit. Like Aaron Rodgers holds weight. His name holds weight. Like, when he lined up over the center, like, he didn't seen every defense. He didn't won at the highest level. So maybe he can't do it every single play or every single quarter. But he's still going to be a problem for you on that Sunday. But he may not be a problem as well. But he more of a problem than a lot of these other guys. I tell you that. And you can take that however you want to take that. I think trading Pickens, I don't know if that helps bring him there though. Because on offense, who is the running back? Is it Warren? They let go of Najee Harris. They drafted Caleb Johnson from Iowa, which is cool, but he's still a rookie. They got Freiermuth. They got DJ Metcalf. I don't know who the number 2 receiver is. I'm seeing they talking about trading for Allen Lazard. He's not a number 2 at all. You got Austin. And I know Austin was a guy that Russell Wilson liked last year. The short guy, number 19. He makes some plays,
Yep.
but do he see a Randall Cobb in him or something like that? Because Aaron Rodgers like what he likes. He's not a guy that seems like he can just make anybody better. He kind of like what he likes. That's why guys, because it's a trust factor. As a quarterback, I need to be able to trust you. I need to be able to see that you're going to be where I need you to be at all the time. And that's the kind of thing with him and Garrett Wilson. They couldn't always get on the same page because Garrett Wilson wanted to run his routes this way, or he's seen the field a little differently than Aaron Rodgers seen it, but Aaron Rodgers got the ball in his hand every play. You know what I'm saying? That's why Devontae Adams came over there. He's like, bro, I know what he going to do every time. Even if I don't know what he going to do, we didn't play together so much that I know what he going to do even when I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We got that type of chemistry. But him and other guys don't. That's why you see him throwing with a DJ Metcalf right now, because I gotta be able to feel that you're going to be where I need you to be at the right time, because that affects us and that affects the team, that affects everything. I mean, I think it'll be dope for him being in the Steelers uniform. It'll make the division tougher because you will have Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, whoever's going to start in Cleveland, and Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback. That should be a tough outing. It's Aaron Rodgers playing for the Steelers. Solid defense, solid coach, solid program. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have to play a different way, though. He's going to have to be more of a point guard. Like, before, he was LeBron. You feel me? He was Kobe. He was Patrick Mahomes. But now he has to be a point guard. He has to take what the defense give him, because you ain't got time to be taking all these hits, bro. You ain't really rolling out to the right and throwing dimes on the sideline like you did in Jerry's world. Like, you ain't rolling out to your left and throwing a fucking perfect ass 40-yard bomb to Jerry Cook. Was it Cook or whoever it was, whatever tight end he hit on the sideline in Dallas? Like, he ain't doing that no more. So you just got to be the guy to get the ball out of your hand quick, so everybody can touch it and they can feel good about it. So I think it's a good decision for him, because I think that's the only decision, honestly, either that or retirement. And I don't think trading George Pickens is gonna, that he was like, oh my God, I love that move. I really want to come back now. I think that he kind of looked like, huh? Because having George Pickens and Metcalf sound way better than just having one of the two. So I'm sure he kind of like, raised his eyebrow a little bit, like, oh, do I really want to play? Because I had better weapons over here, and now I'm coming over here, and I got this. So is that what I want to do? So we shall see, though, man. Obviously, OTAs is going on right now. Mini camp will be going on in June. And then next thing you know, training camp will be here in July 12th for the rookies. The rookies got to be there on the 12th. Y'all got 2 weeks off. Bring y'all ass back. We'll be here. So we'll see where he signs up. I mean, obviously, when he do sign, we'll have an episode to break it down and see how we talk about it, see how we feel about it in that way. But I think Pittsburgh is the only team that fits Aaron Rodgers right now, or retirement. But we shall see in the coming days, coming weeks.
No, right with you, brother, man. Well, with that, we appreciate you guys. We'll be back on schedule. We got everything fixed on my end for little technical difficulties. Take them out, my good brother. What we got for the people, man?
Hey, man, drink y'all water, man. Watch the playoff games, man. The weather changing. Don't just be walking outside and motherfucking tank tops and shit like that. Drink y'all some lemon water, man. Take care of yourselves, man. Stay safe this summer, man. God damn, dog. Stay safe, man. Shit. Can we have a chill summer, please, people? Stay safe, man. And spread some love, man. Drink some water. All that good shit.
You heard it from him. We'll see y'all.
Yes, sir.